When you first start up the program, you'll be in scale mode, and the default scale is just a chromatic scale. Alright, you could change that in the settings window. You could bring that window up just by pressing the scene button. And this window has 12 buttons on it that correspond to the 12 pads on the nanoPAD, so you control everything right from the nanoPAD. In the upper left-hand corner, you can control the root note. Right now that's C. You can change that to any one of the 12 notes. Underneath that, you can control the velocity. Right now it's real, which means however hard you hit the pads. You can also switch that to fixed, which means no matter how hard you hit the pad, you'll get full velocity. Alright, on the far right-hand side, you can control the octave shift. Right now that's 0. You can switch, you can do octave shift up or octave shift down. And underneath that, you can switch between the three modes. Right now we're in scale, switch to chord, switch to strum. Alright, and next to that is the exit button. In the center, you can pick the scale type. In this mode, you have 40 scale types to choose from. Right now it's chromatic. You can choose between major and minor scales, pentatonic scales, and various modes, exotic scales, ethnic scales. There's just a bunch of stuff in here. Alright, and the special control we'll come back to in just a second. Just wanted to show you one of those scales. Now the default mode for the XY pad, you have pitch bend on the x-axis and the mod wheel on the y-axis. Alright, you can change that though. That's the special feature here. You can switch from pitch bend mod wheel to slide. Alright, and in slide, all the notes from the scale will be assigned to the XY pad. The next mode is chord mode, and in this mode you have access to the 7 scale tone chords. Alright, and right now those are playing in root position. You can switch between the different inversions for the chords in two different ways. You have these pads here will select any one of the inversions. So first you have root position, then first inversion, then second inversion. Alright, you can also cycle between the inversions with this pad here. As far as the settings go, they're pretty much the same as scale mode. You have 2 scales to choose from, minor and major. Alright, and the special feature is power chord. Alright, and that will basically give you a power chord underneath the chord, which the power chord is the root and the bottom and the top note of the chord basically. Alright, so that gives you a fuller sound. Alright, and the notes in the power chord don't invert, they always stay the same. Just the 3 notes in the chord invert. Chord mode has another special feature. As I was just showing you, you can use it to play one instrument, but you can also use it to play a whole ensemble of instruments because each note in the chord sends out on a different MIDI channel. So the highest note in the chord always sends out on channel 1, second highest on channel 2, etc. Alright, so you can... So let me turn a couple of these instruments off. That's another benefit of this situation is you can actually break the chord down now. So I can only play like 2 notes of the chords if I want. Alright, and I can, you know, add a couple more. Let me turn this one off actually. The next mode is strum mode, and this is pretty much identical to the strummer that I did for the pad control, if you've seen that video. But anyway, you have 6 note chords that are assigned to the XY pad. Alright, and you assign the chord you want to play with the pads. Alright, in terms of settings, they're pretty much the same as they are in chord, except for the special features. Alright, first of all, right now the notes are going from low to high. You can hit this flip switch, and now they'll go from high to low. Alright, the other feature is poly or mono. Right now it's in poly, where all the notes sustain. You can switch it to mono, and there you'll... only the last note you play will sustain.